good with y'all? Back with another video. Today I'm reviewing the unreleased Nike GT Cut 1 in the EYBL colorway. Shout out to Plug. If you've been tuned in and watched a lot of my early release videos, you know who the Plug is. If you watched the full video at one point or another, I'll put his @ in the video so y'all can see it. And if you get early pairs, they're not cheap, so I know a lot of people are still not going to buy from him. But y'all be wanting to know, so I'll let you know. I'll tell you who it is. If you want to spend the bread, by all means. I don't know what price he's gonna charge you versus what he charges me. I bought a lot of shoes from him at this point, and I also like tag him and stuff in videos, so he gets some customers out of it, I'm assuming. I even got 2 pairs of these because I got the homie a pair that plays at Gonzaga. But if you like these type of videos and reviews, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, the like button. I'll keep it coming with the early unreleased pairs and stuff that you like to see. If y'all aren't really liking it and rocking with it, I'll just wait till the releases and get them in. So let's start off with the looks of the shoe. We have a layered mesh upper, TPU lateral shank. We have accents of red Nike logos across a ton of spots in the upper. The one for the GT Cut 1 right there says create separation in this little spot right here. And then we have the EYBL on the back of the shoe, and it says Beyond. If you know me, you've watched some of my videos, you know I love bright and vibrant hoop shoes. And I also love the EYBL line. EYBL stands for Elite Youth Basketball League, for those that don't know what it is. And basically, they have different circuits throughout the summer, and they have ones like the Peach Jam, where they have specific colorways for the Peach Jam with different Nike basketball shoes. And sometimes they'll make multiple in the summer for certain lines, or just one. This is the second version of the GT Cut 1 EYBL back in, I believe, 2020, 2021. Whenever it was post-COVID and it ended up making that colorway, that was the original GT Cut 1 EYBL colorway, black and orange. Super tough, super hard to get, super expensive. Then they dropped these. Those never dropped for retail. These dropped for retail in China. I have no clue if they're going to be dropping in the US. Only reason I bought this early pair is because I saw that these are supposed to drop July 18th. I have heard nothing about the release since, and they dropped in China. So it could be one of those China only releases. And there's been no update on sneakers, nothing. The white pair popped up on Dick's Sporting Goods like a week or two before it dropped. I got those in person. The black pair, the black chrome of the GT Cut 1s is dropping August 1st. Those are also on Dick's Sporting Goods. And I believe they're also on the Nike app or sneakers. One of the two. This colorway, I have seen nothing. I've heard no updates. I've done some research, tried to figure out if there's anything coming with them. Nothing. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just get the early pair. I want this shoe anyway. This colorway's fire. Definitely be getting a ton of wear out of me. And I didn't know if they were releasing. Since we're already talking about it, we might as well talk about the price. Retail price on the GT Cut 1s is $190. Since this technically is like a special edition with the EYBL, I don't know if they'd bump it up to like $200 or $210. But considering we don't even know if they're gonna release in the US or not, I'm gonna just go with the $190 if they do end up releasing. As far as what I paid for my size for an early pair, I paid $375. I wear size 9, so a little cheaper. Wouldn't really call it cheap, but if I didn't hit on these on retail, I would pay resale anyway. And it's EYBL colorway, so I justified it. I was like, if I were to not hit and I were to pay resale, I'd probably pay at least $300, maybe $350, just because this is probably not gonna be a super high quantity produced shoe. And in the early too, so I make some money off the videos and stuff like that. So I was like, $375 ain't horrible, you know, and it's all tax write-off at the end of the day. I also got a second pair for the homie that plays at Gonzaga. His pair was $400. They pay like $30 in tariffs too. Shout out America, man. Now when we get to the midsole, we have a Nike React drop-in insole with a full-length Zoom Strobel with a heel Zoom Air unit as well. Very elite cushioning setup with Nike. It feels really good. I feel like you do need to break in those air bubbles a little bit, just because they're a little stiff at first and you don't get the full feel of them. But once you do break them in too, off first wear they feel decent, but when you break them in, there's very few shoes that compare in my opinion. There is a somewhat high heel to toe transition. It is not as high as the GT Cut 3s in my opinion, and there still is good court feel because of how they made the front of the shoe and they dropped it down low with the Zoom Strobel. When it comes to lockdown on the shoe, it's really good. I'm gonna drop the video right there for you. When it comes to the comfort of the shoe, if you watch any of my other GT Cut 1 reviews, it has this lateral shank that for some people that may just have wider feet, this takes a little bit to break in. It's never caused any issues with me, but I know some people don't like the GT Cut 1 just off the lateral shank. Now when we get to outsole, we have a thin layered edge-to-edge traction with a semi-translucent outsole. You can see some of the red and the zoom unit peeking through the bottom and the zoom Strobel through the midfoot of the shoe. I'll drop the traction and the squeak videos right here. traction. It's one thing that's kind of shaky with the GT Cut ones that I'm noticing now that I don't feel like I had an issue with in some of the older pairs. Dusty quartz, bro. You're wiping a lot. When you wipe, though, no issues. But on dusty quartz, it's really hit or miss. This is one of my top 5 favorite shoes of all time at one point, and that was because the traction was so good. I am going to redo that list very soon. A lot of shoes are falling out the mix. These are one of my babies, and I don't even know if they're going to make the cut anymore. We talked about this outer shank a little bit earlier in the video, and that can affect the fit for you. If you can try on a pair of these in person, please do. I know Dick's Sporting Goods 100% usually has pairs in person. Even if you can try on like a half size bigger or half size less, but they sell out. August 1st, the black chrome ones are coming out. Go to Dick's Sporting Goods whenever they open. They should have pairs in person because that's how they do it. They had pickup, they had same day delivery, and they had the shipping option when I bought the white chrome ones, just so you get the best fit. I have a flat semi-wide foot, and I have no issues going true to size, and I have no issues with the shank, but everybody's foot is different, so I do recommend going and testing that out. Touched on the price a little bit earlier in the video. I don't know if I said my plug, but his ad is right here, YYT_sneakers on Instagram. And even though he's in China, a lot of shoes he sends me usually comes within a week. One of the only somewhat downsides of the GT Cut 1 is the weight of the shoe. This one is actually slightly over average weight. It's a little bit lighter than the white chromes. They're coming in at 418 grams. Average weight for my size basketball shoe, 370 to 400 grams. I obviously prefer some of the lighter shoes. I believe all my favorite shoes I tell you about are about like 290 grams to that 340 range at the most. These are one of the only shoes I believe that was over average weight that was in my top 5. Just because of how good all the other qualities of the shoe were. And I feel like the shoe just looks good. From all the details, it looks sleek. It's even like, it's kind of bulky in the back, but it still looks sleek and kind of sporty on the front and the sides of the shoe. Though this is coming a little bit over average weight, I don't think that slows you down or affects you at all. Those shoes that start to get in that like 450 grams to 480, even 500, that are start to feel a little bit clunky and heavy on foot. A lot of the shoes that you might have tried that are in that range are shoes like the Antic High 1, Antic High 2, the Harden 9s are in that like 420 range. So just to give you a similar weight of shoes that are around that. Overall though, super fire shoe. If you can get this colorway and it actually drops in the US for retail, I would 100% pick this over about 99.9% of the shoes that'll be sitting on the shelves next to these. Super fire, super comfortable, amazing cushion with still having good core feel and responsiveness. And if you happen to be at a red school or you just wear a lot of red, another good bonus. Who doesn't love a good neon shoe? The colorways that go triple platinum are always like this neon green / yellow. Anything that's all pink and that mint colorway. If you can find a shoe in any of those 3 colors, you can never go wrong. I will say I did like this colorway's traction a slight bit better than the white chromes. They will all seem to have that semi-translucent outsoles. And I mentioned this in my previous review of the white chrome GT Cut 1s. I don't have any of these pairs with a solid outsole, a solid rubber outsole. They're all semi-translucent or translucent. I can't wait to actually take these to some hoop runs. I took them to the court already. But since I've had so many GT Cut 1s, I can just show y'all real quick. There's like 10, 12 pairs, something like that. I'm getting another one August 1st. I already know how they feel. Just new colorway, same shoe. One of the best looking shoes on the market in my opinion. If you want to cop a pair, I'll put a link down below. I do believe that either GOAT or StockX has an early pair of them. I'm supposed to only be putting StockX links, but keep this on the hush hush. I just want y'all to be able to have the option to possibly get them. If you want to pay that early price to get them, or if you want to hit my plug, I've dropped the ad already, so you can just hit them up, DM them, and you got to like Zell them or something like that. I'll catch y'all next one. I'm out of here. Appreciate y'all tuning in.